What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin Cash today. Shout out to the Dragon Riders in the House of the Dragon. Here we are at about $500 right now with 7 hours left in the day. It is the 7th day of November. Here we are up about 6% on the day, looking good, looking fierce, ferocious, looking like we do want to move to the upside here. We are consolidating well within this range that we've been in since July, really, and just in this overall very nice movement up that we've had since April, right? Moved up at a very nice, kind of methodical, tenacious pace, rolled over a little bit. Now I think we're ready to rip and run, okay? Literally, when we see prices above $600 again, we're going to teleport to prices that are at $1,000, above $2,000, and beyond. A lot of different cryptos right now are pumping, and a lot of these legacy coins, these older coins, are pumping as well. We're seeing anything from like 600 to 800% movements from their relative lows. And if Bitcoin Cash were to pump in that same kind of respect, we might expect to see a move that takes it all the way up to about $3,100 to potentially something that's even larger than that. We really might be running all the way up to our all-time high area from here, right? And the reason being, again, you look at XRP, you look at Stellar Lumens, you look at Dash, you look at Zcash, whatever coins that have been consolidating for multiple cycles that haven't really broken out. When they do break out, they're getting these 6 to 8x moves. And a 6x move would be 500% growth, right? So 500% would put you all the way up at about $3,000. 8x is like a 700% move, so that put us up at about $4,000. So $3,000 to $4,000 is the target area that we're considering for this next endeavor overall. Yes. We've been talking about $1,700 to like $2,200 for a very long time, and I still think we could find some turbulence there. But I'm really starting to think that this move is going to be exactly what we thought it was all along, something that is truly spectacular, that will blow us out, that like it'll literally blow us out of the water. I stopped talking at the wrong time there, didn't there? It will blow us out of the water. It'll blow us all the way home, baby. It's going to take us likely to our all-time high area. And again, I'm just comparing it to Zcash and Dash and XLM and XRP. We've seen those 6 to 800% pumps from their not even like their low points themselves, but from their relative lows when they actually start their movements. I really wouldn't be surprised if we saw something similar to this. People are talking, and again, for anyone who's new, who didn't see my last Bitcoin Cash video, people are talking about Zcash like it's the real Bitcoin. Is Zcash the real Bitcoin? Is it the better Bitcoin? Stuff like that. Can you imagine the narrative that's going to go on when Bitcoin Cash is pumping? When Bitcoin Cash, just like Zcash, has 21 million tokens, just like Bitcoin has 21 million tokens that it'll ever have. But instead of where Zcash is, which is it's at about a what, $700, $800 price right now, $704 price right now. Bitcoin Cash is going to be at a multi-$1,000 price, right? Which one's the clear winner? Which one's going to have the higher market cap? Which one will then be questioned to be the real Bitcoin or the better Bitcoin, right? Everybody's looking at Zcash saying, oh, if Bitcoin was worth $500 and now it's worth $100,000, Zcash could do the same. Wait till those dots connect for Bitcoin Cash. I promise you, it's a lot more coherent in this realm than it is in Zcash as far as which one is the real Bitcoin, right? As far as which one is compatible with seeing these kind of spectacular prices in the future, right? Bitcoin Cash here at $500 has all the capabilities that BTC Bitcoin has as well, right? If Bitcoin can hit $1 million, Bitcoin Cash can hit $1 million. We're at $500. Ansem on X.com and various other people, they're saying things like buying Zcash at $500 or $700 or whatever the new price is as it continues to climb is like buying Bitcoin at $700. Buying Bitcoin Cash at $500 is just like buying Bitcoin at $500, except probably better or more true to the cause. Anyways, enough of that. Let's get into the 1 hour time frame. We'll zoom out from there. All right. A lot of volume coming in here on Coinbase. It's nice to see. I didn't realize it, but I think with this, right, Zcash actually just flipped Bitcoin Cash because Bitcoin Cash is at 500, Zcash is at 700. So it did flip Bitcoin Cash. But that was after a massive like 20x move. Bitcoin Cash hasn't even started to rally yet. Just wait. 4 hour time frame here. Actually, we didn't even look at the indicators, did we? Overbought, nice. Crossing above the zero. Hey, that's good. On the MACD, that's a good look right there. Definitely promoting the idea that we are, in fact, breaking out of this zone and continuing higher. Nice. I like to see it. 4-hour time frame here, if we're looking at this, definitely breaking out of this zone. 4-hour RSI with higher lows here, lower lows in the price from a closing perspective. That is bullish divergence. The stochastic, same thing, and the MACD. The MACD did have bullish divergence as well. Overall, it's kind of bearish, but we're at a point where we're looking forward to the cross above the zero. Whenever we cross above that zero, typically that promotes continuation to the upside, right? Looking at this on the RSI, we have broken out of our downtrend. We're forming a new trend here. We are at the 60 on the RSI. We are at $500 on the price. Might we find a little turbulence here? Maybe. And perhaps we pull back down to about 480, 490, somewhere in there. Find support, back test prior resistance for support, find support, and then continue to rally. So it is Friday. Maybe we consolidate over the weekends. Or maybe we're just getting started and we start to rally harder. We'll see. You know, as far as the RSI and the stochastics are concerned, you certainly could move up higher. You're just at points of resistance for both of them, and the MACD is fine. I mean, we could consolidate a little bit. The MACD will still continue to come up. If we look at this from a relative high to a relative low, we did just go right above the 382. You guys know, if you've been following my channel, you know that it's very common to wick above the 382, close below it. You back test the 236, and then you rally. So again, 485. That 490, 480 area might be, you know, something that we intend as a target. Back test prior resistance for support, and then we find support and move up higher. It's very common to go from your 382 to your 236 up to your golden ratio. So again, consolidate over the weekend, and then Monday comes along, and then boom, we're moving up to 530, 537. Maybe we consolidate a little bit more, and then we continue to rally as well. Overall, looking at this, you know, cutting to the chase, just looking at this on a daily time frame, I think that we're at a low point here in the RSI. I think we're at a low point here in the stochastics, and the MACD is actually shaping up to cross above the zero. We're at a low point in the price, right? I don't think that we have lower to go. I do think that we have found our lows, and I very much assume that we are on a path right now that is going to take Bitcoin Cash all the way up to its all-time high level. It's kind of crazy, the momentum that's getting shifted into the markets right now. And think about it like this, right? Beforehand, we were thinking about Bitcoin Cash moving up with the rest of crypto, right? It's like altcoin season's happening. Everything's pumping. Bitcoin Cash has a high market cap, so it's probably going to move up less than some coins with lower market caps, all that stuff. But now we're in this environment where coins like Zcash, coins like Dash, coins like Litecoin, older coins are being looked at, and they're pumping, and they're pumping in a dramatic fashion, and everybody's trying to chase that next pump. Bitcoin Cash shows its head, says, hey, I'm worthy. I'm pumping now. Look at my chart. I've got this massive consolidation phase that I'm literally just now breaking out of. A line that I held for multiple cycles, that I just back tested for support and confirmed to support. I can't imagine what kind of breakout move this thing's going to have. Actually, I can imagine. It's probably going to take us again to $3,000 to $4,000. And here's the real kicker. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. This $3,000 to $4,000 price area from here being at $500 right now could very well happen by the end of this year. And if we're here, you guys, by the end of the year of 2025, moving up from a $4,000 price or a $3,000 price to 13K, it's not going to be simple. It's not going to be easy, but it's child's play compared to moving up from 500 to 13K, right? If we're up here forecasting right now that the price will go up here at a minimum by the end of the cycle, we think the end of the cycle is April, May. That's a tall order. But if we're here by December and we still have 4 to 5 months left in the cycle, we could absolutely make that stretch from 4,300 to 13,000, and maybe even beyond, maybe 23K or beyond. It's completely possible that with the type of movements that we've seen from Zcash, we could see the same stuff in Bitcoin Cash as well. They're actually very similar charts, right? They're actually very, very similar. I mean, we look at this here, Zcash USD, right? We zoom out. They're actually very, very similar charts, right? Long-term downward sloping consolidation phase here. Unlike Bitcoin Cash, you actually have a lower low here instead of a higher low, but very similar charts. And look at where Zcash is right now. It's all the way up here. It didn't stop anywhere up until this point here, and it's probably going to stop around this point here. I'm just forecasting the same thing for Bitcoin Cash. You have 2 lower peaks. We're probably going to go all the way up to our $4,000 level, right around there, which again is anything from like a 7x to an 8x move between now and the end of the year. And then from there, you know, let's just say we're just below $4,000. It's only a 3x move to 13K. It's only a 5x move to 23K, and I'm throwing out only a 3x move, only a 6x move here and there, whatever. Those are big movements, but it's a lot different when we're at the end of the year here than it is talking about it now, where that's a 27x move, where that's a 50 something x move, right? That might seem a bit unattainable, but when we're there in December, just trust me when I tell you, man, it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be very obvious where Bitcoin Cash is going. Okay. Primary target zone, I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we were at 13K at a minimum. I'd be very surprised if we were at 53K, but that is a target to consider. 23K is still something to desire. I think we really could see that by the end of the cycle, but time will tell. If you buy now, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but here at $500, a $20,000 price gives you about a 50x. So that's pretty spectacular growth in a very short amount of time. And I'm expecting the end of the cycle to be somewhere in April or May. Okay. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.